Social media is going absolutely bonkers over the newly released video of Tom Kesey's arrest. Police dashcam footage shows the terrifying moment when officers barged into his Johnstown home brandishing firearms. The televangelist Gary Key and his wife Drenda, who have been regulars on Daystar TV for quite some time, refuse to acknowledge reality. Despite the fact that 3 victims and 40 witnesses have come forward, they insist that there are always 2 sides to any story. Worse yet, according to recent court documents, all 5 victims were members of the Faith Life Church. This new information, which I have access to but the major media does not, has changed everything about this case. Have a great time while you're here on our channel. The Tom Key case has taken some crucial new turns, and I need to grab your attention immediately. There is now disturbing new information regarding the victims, the time frame of the abuse, and Gary and Drenda's response, which makes us seriously question their leadership. Arrest video has also been made public, showing the exact moment police arrested him with a large police presence. We can disassemble it all. Our first order of business is to address the topic of general discussion. Tom Kesey's arrest on April 18 at his Johnstown home was captured on camera and has since gone public. In the footage, a cluster of blue-lit police vehicles encircle the residence. During the arrest operation, cops allegedly saw a firearm, and a large number of police officers showed up. Tom appears to have surrendered without a struggle. Despite this display of force, there were a lot of cops there, which means the authorities considered this arrest to be a high-risk situation. This might be due to their concern about the suspect's reaction or the gravity of the charges. This film shows the real-life consequences of these accusations, which is why it is so important. The son of one of the most well-known prosperity gospel families in America is being arrested by the police. This is no longer a mere press release or court document. This is the office of the sheriff. I can't find the door. If you ever need to return him, I have hands. I possess an abundance of hands. Arresting him is currently taking place. Are there any firearms on your person? Almost the same thing. Does the house have any additional occupants? I can't find your phone. It is within your possession. Understood. Come with me. Now, Mark's car is rolling up the driveway. He could be stealthily removing shoes or something. Are you in possession of any flip-flops? Well, I'm curious, where would you keep your sandals or something? But aren't those shoes over there? Good, Bobo. He needs new shoes, and you should go ahead and get them for him. Sure, we can use that vehicle. Those shoes will be perfect for walking on that grass over there. I am Moore, and I am employed by the sheriff's office. I was among those who provided assistance with the investigation. Well, all right, here we go again. 2 F1 orders are possible. Tom Kesey is currently facing 27 criminal counts following his indictment by a grand jury in Knox County. 11 counts of first-degree rape, 11 counts of gross sexual assault, and 5 counts of unlawful sexual activity with a child make up the charges. According to court records, the alleged SA had 3 victims with ties to Faith Life Church. All 3 victims were under the age of 13 when the abuse began. One of the defendants is the primary sufferer. She was allegedly sexually assaulted 50 times between 2001 and 2003 when she was 5 or 6 years old. 2 women testified to having been sexually assaulted over 100 times between the ages of 8 and 15. The third girl estimates her age at 10 or 11 years old when she spoke to SA. The special prosecutor, Jenny Wells, verified that the 3 victims were acquainted via Faith Life Church. It appears that there may have been a pattern of targeting vulnerable children who were associated with the church. The case has escalated to the point where police have had to travel to multiple states to interview approximately 40 witnesses. Faith Life Church is significant because all of the victims were members, even though no crimes occurred there, and all of the claims date back before 2012. It is said that the first crimes were committed by Tom Kesey when he was only 12 to 14 years old, which is a major problem. While some of the accusations date back to his childhood, the majority occur after he has grown into adulthood. This further complicates the legal situation without downplaying the gravity of the accusations. Your sentence could range from 10 years to life in prison if you're convicted of certain charges. A $2 million 0 cents bond keeps Kesey locked up in prison. The attorney for Kesey, Samuel Szymanski, has stated that his client will enter a not guilty plea on all counts. The defense appears to be preparing to cast doubt on the evidence directly. With this case, many issues arise. The events encompass both Kesey's childhood and her adult life, spanning nearly a decade. The assertions upon which it is based cover events occurring within the last 24 years. Sexual offenses perpetrated against minors under the age of 13 are not subject to a statute of limitations in Ohio. The fact that Gary and Drenda Kesey keep bringing up the fact that every story has two sides gives the impression that they do not believe the accusations. Since numerous victims have made comparable accusations and numerous witnesses have been interrogated, this position is concerning. It sounds like they prioritized family loyalty over dealing with serious accusations from former church members. Based on their response, Gary and Drenda have declared their intention to continue leading their megachurch and hosting their Daystar TV show, despite the fact that their son is facing charges and is connected to their church community. It becomes extremely difficult to determine responsibility when allegations of child abuse by a church member's son persist even after the children have left the premises. Some may have expected church leaders to take a step back to allow space for healing, or at the very least to acknowledge the gravity of the situation. Several key aspects of our understanding of this case have been altered by these new facts. Secondly, contrary to what the church initially stated 20 years ago, the accused abuse occurred over nearly a decade, as is now evident from the clear schedule. Secondly, the connection to the church is considerably stronger than initially believed. Although the abuse did not take place on church property, the fact that all of the victims were members of the church raises concerns that Kesey found an easy target among the church's youth. Third, even though the victims were children from their own congregation, the reaction of Gary and Drenda Kesey demonstrates that they are more concerned with protecting their family's reputation than with the welfare of the victims. The fourth point is that there is a long list of witnesses, about 40 individuals from different states, which makes me question how long people have been concerned about Tom Kesey's behavior and whether any warnings were disregarded. Lastly, the fact that Tom Kesey was a child during part of the alleged events raises troubling questions regarding the proper supervision, assistance, and accountability of teenagers. When did problems begin to emerge, and what was done when they did? There will likely be further investigation into this aspect of the case as it progresses. Some crucial questions regarding this case remain unanswered. Why did these claims not result in incarceration until 2025 if the abuse began in 2001? If anything, what were the church leaders aware of regarding these allegations prior to the commencement of the police investigation? Will an outside investigation be hired by Faith Life Church to determine the number of victims, or whether any church regulations enabled the abuse to go unreported? In light of Gary and Drenda's apparent attempts to minimize or deny the allegations against their son, what are the community's thoughts on their decision to remain in charge? These concerns remain unresolved, but it's obvious that this case has grown into a big issue for the entire Faith Life Church congregation and the global impact of their mission, not to mention the Kesey family. Despite the difficulty of the subject, these discussions highlight the need to ensure that all environments, including religious ones, are free from harm to children and that no one is immune to accountability, regardless of the relationship to the child or their level of fame. As new information becomes available, I will continue to provide you with thorough analyses because this case is evolving at a rapid pace. I urge you to immediately notify the appropriate parties if you possess any crucial first-hand information regarding this case. For all those tuning in, I hope this incident prompts us to reflect on how we can better defend the vulnerable within our own communities and how to respond when powerful or famous people face accusations. It would mean a lot to me if you could like, follow, and share this movie with others if it clarified this complex situation for you. As soon as I have more information, I will inform you. I will be closely monitoring the situation. No matter how difficult it may be, true responsibility entails more than just paying fines. It also involves listening to victims, allowing them to begin the healing process, and exposing the truth. Openness and protecting the vulnerable are both promoted by this path.